Hammer 357 mag here. This is going to be a quick look of the Cold Steel Budget Fixed Blade Lite Knife series. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the specs of each, the price point, their fit and feel, primary and secondary concepts of use, and out of the box sharpness, what the tang is on each, and then we're going to do a final summary. But anyway, let's quickly go over the common specs. The steel used on these is a German 4116 stainless, which is a balance of carbon and chromium. It gives it a high degree of corrosion resistance and good strength and good edge holding. Predominantly this kind of stainless steel is used in kitchen knives and in hunting knives. Nut & Fancy has looked at this steel and done some reviews on it, and for budget knives he thinks it's a very good steel, so I don't need to go into that deal. And as far as the sheaths on all these, it's kind of a Corex or Codex sheath, and considering the price point of these, it's a very good sheath. It's just kind of a fit, you slide it in, and it's pressure fit, but you know, it really holds well. So again, for the price point, they all come with a nice sheath like this. If you want something better, you got to step up to a higher price knife. The first knife I want to look at quickly is right here is the Pendleton Light Hunter knife. Okay, it has a blade length of 3 5/8. The overall length is 8 1/2. It's got a drop point blade. The grind on this one is a hollow point, or a hollow grind. The tang on this is a partial tang, it doesn't go all the way. This is a very light knife, it weighs 2.7 ounces, and the blade thickness on this is 2.5 millimeters, so it's not real thick. The handle on this is 4 7/8 inches long, and it's a high impact polypropylene. So, and it's got good feel in the hand. And based on everything I've looked on this, its primary concept of use would be hunting and survival. Also, these light knives come out of the box extremely sharp. Almost obscenely sharp, actually. And as far as this Pendleton Light goes, I don't really see a second concept to use. I just can't see it being used in a combat or tactical knife. Anyway, the price point on this I checked is about $16.50 right now on eBay. Let's go to the next knife in this series. It's the the roach belly. Again, this particular one has a knife length of 4 1/2 inches. The overall length is 8 1/2. The blade on this is called a trailing point. That's this blade type here, what's flat along, and then this comes up to it. This one also has a hollow grind, and the tang on this one is also partial. Again, this is a very light knife. It weighs 2.6 ounces. Again, the blade thickness on this is only 2.5 millimeters. The handle again is 4 inches. It's that high impact polypropylene. And again, this knife, right out of the box, like all the Cold Steel ones, are very sharp. That one doesn't seem to be quite as sharp, but I think I've used it on a few things. Anyway, again on this roach belly here, the way it's designed, its primary concept of use is hunting and survival. But this one, also, the way the knife blade comes down, you get your finger under this, and you've got that jimping there, could easily be used as secondary concept of use of tactical and combat. And it really, when you put your fingers here like this, it's really got a real nice feel in the handle. Okay, a third one here is a fin bear. And again, the price point on the roach belly was $15. Again, this thing, the blade length is 4 inches. The overall length is 8.5. The blade type on this one is a normal or straight back. The grind on this is a hollow. It also has a partial tang. And again, this one's really light at 2.8 ounces. And again, the thickness on this is 2.5 millimeters. Again, the handle on this is 4.5 inches long. And again, it's that high impact polypropylene. And again, you can see it's a little different in the other two, where it's got these ridges along it, which gives it a little bit better sturdiness. Again, this comes with a very sharp blade on it, as you can see. Again, that's obscenely sharp. It's really, again, these Cold Steel Light series come out of the box very sharp. As far as this fin bear goes, its concept of use is basically, again, it's a hunting knife and survival. And I don't really see a secondary use on this. You know, the way this handle is set up in the knife, there's no way that this would be safe, I believe, for tactical or combat. So the next knife here we'll look at is the Lite Tonto knife. It's got a 6-inch blade on that. The overall length on this is 11 3/8. And again, the blade type, because of the tip, it's called a Tonto blade. Again, it's got a hollow grind. This particular knife has a full tang. The tang comes all the way out to here. Then they put this little tip on the end, which I guess you can use for defensive purposes, headshots, whatever. The thickness on this is 3 millimeters, so it's a little bit thicker than these other knives, which makes the knife a little heavier. The weight on this is 5.7 ounces. So between the longer blade and the thicker blade, you get, you know, another 2.5 ounces on these. Again, these knives are out of the box, very sharp. Primary concept of use on this, again, with this grip is really sticky the way they've covered it. This is again, polypropylene grip, but they've covered it with a Crayex, so it's a little bit stickier than these knives. So these are all polypropylene, but then they cover this with Crayex, which makes it really sticky in the hand. And with that lower finger troil right there and the blade design, this is definitely meant to be a tactical or combat knife. And as far as the secondary use, there probably isn't any. I mean, it's basically a combat knife. That's the way it was designed. Again, price point on this was $24.50. Now the last knife is called the Outdoorsman Lite. The blade length on this is 6 inches. Overall length is 11 inches, just like the Tonto Lite. The blade on this is a normal or straight back. Again, the grind is a hollow grind. This particular one has a full tang, and you can see the tang right back here. On this particular one, again, it's 5.7 ounces. That's the same as the Tonto blade. The thickness is 3 millimeters, and again, it's got a 5-inch handle. Again, it's propylene with the Crayex covering, so just like the Tonto, it's really tacky in the hand, really solid. And again, the sharpness out of the box is these. Again, it's almost obscene how sharp these are. Look at that. Let me get this paper out of the way. Anyway, again, on this one, they call it the Outdoorsman Lite. And I think they wanted this to be an outdoors, knife. But I'm looking at this as, between the how it holds in the hand and that the bottom of that guard, holds in your finger and the jimping there. This really is more of a tactical or combat knife, a very light one. And I could go with a secondary concept of use of hunting and survival. But if you're really trying to get in there and skin some game, you really got to choke up on this. So it's kind of long for that. Anyway, the price point on this is $24.5. So again, it's $24.50. So this is their Lite series of knives. And every one of these I'm really impressed with. So my final summaries on these is they're really high quality budget knives. I mean, these are budget knives. They're all under $24 or $25, starting at $14 going up. It's made of a good steel for a budget knife. And they all really, again, one of my things is they look good. I really like the finish on these. They're all really sharp out of the box. The sheaths on them, again, for the price point, are really good sheaths. Would I buy them again? Absolutely. And again, if you want a little more information on these and some ratings and how they are used, maybe for a bug out situation or zombie apocalypse, I would check out MDPrepper. He's done reviews on these Lite knives, and he's got some good concepts on those. So again, these would be perfect for a bug out situation. If you wanted a set of Lite knives and you were going to make a 2-day, 3-day bug out, you could toss these in your bag that hardly weigh anything and off you go. So anyway, thanks for your time. Have a great day. And remember, long live rock and roll and the American dream.